So I just spent like 2.5 hours recording a video about William Control and him being a Pudded whore, and oh my god, that was so taxing. So yeah, that's why I'm making this video where I just talk shit about Blaire stans. By the way, yes, I know that Blaire's not responsible for the comments that her fans make, but that doesn't mean that I can't laugh at them, okay? And also, there's no reason to like debunk this video, because there's nothing in this video to debunk. I'm just having fun. So recently, and by recently I mean about a week ago, I made a video about Blaire White calling someone a Pudded whore without any evidence. And in that video, I actually made sure to not heart any comments. Because you guys know me, right? Like, I heart every single comment that I get because, well, I appreciate you guys being here. And in that video, I actually made sure to not heart any comments because I wanted to make sure that, how do I put this? Okay, when I heart comments that agree with me, it then encourages people, maybe it's subconscious or otherwise, to comment things that agree with me. I didn't want it to like interfere in the comment section that way. Okay, that's maybe not quite true because I did heart like 3 comments. One of them saying that, hey, I subscribed, and at the time I was losing subscribers. So I really appreciated that, so I hearted that comment. The second comment being someone who commented saying that the pills that were in Tiffany's photos were just her medication. And that was something that I didn't knew about, so I hearted that comment. And I believe I hearted a third comment as well that was just saying, well, take care of yourself, Jean. That didn't really had anything to do with the video, so I was like, okay, thanks for commenting that. You know, but other than that, I didn't really heart any comments because I didn't want it to interfere in the comment section that way. And something I wanna just mention here real quick is that someone pointed out in the comments section that the round pill that was in Blaire White's video, which she used as evidence of Tiffany being addicted to drugs, yeah, that pill, yeah, that's just her medication. Here's what the website says. Pill with imprint AN515 is beige, round, and has been identified as spironolactone hydrochloride. It is used in treatment of edema, heart failure, high blood pressure, hypokalemia. So that pill, yeah, that's just her medication. There's like, it's just her medication. It's not even her trans medication, it's just her medication that Blaire used to say that, not to say, but to insinuate that, oh, she uses drugs. So, yeah. So one of the first comments that I found amazing was by this Blaire stan. What about the picture of trans person's son between their legs? Maybe predator was the wrong term, but sexually dysfunctional would not be a stretch. I literally talk about that in the fucking video. Oh my god, okay. I understand the politics of being accepting and polite, but there might be something in what a man that transformed into a woman reads off another man trying to be a woman. Tiffany's a hot mess, and it's obvious Blaire White as a trans person wants to sort that out, explain and disavow bad examples of the trans community. Oh yeah.
Attention everyone, there is a bad transgender in our midst. The bad transgender is not a real transgender like me. It's very important that we all gather round to condemn this bad transgender who is not a real transgender.
Because exercising one's masculinity while demanding being recognized for their femininity is bogus. Like a black person using the N-word, it's perfectly okay for a trans person to not agree with all forms of trans, especially someone that is obviously a man who is messed up in the head. Have you ever considered that the reason why Tiffany may not come across as feminine to you might be because, oh, she came out at a later age? Just saying. Tiffany's scene on GameStop wasn't just wrong. It was a clear example of how women don't act. Real men don't act like that. That is something little boys do. he keeps on talking about the GameStop, and I mentioned in my video that I don't fucking agree with that, and this person wrote a whole fucking paragraph about it. I think I'm gonna skip this. Children can't pick their gender, and it should not be a subject until maturity. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, like, exactly. So Tiffany referring to their child with gender neutral, the emphasis being on the word neutral pronouns is perfectly fine and okay. Let's continue. The kid is only 6 and non-gendered pronouns is more than just nail polish. It's a sexual identity. Okay, fucking stop. Jesus fuck. You're confusing gender identity and sexual identity. Of course, Tiffany's child is male, biologically speaking. Nobody's arguing that. We're talking about gender here. You're confusing gender with sexual identity. And again, this is not evidence of Tiffany being a predator. Okay, I think I'm gonna skip to the last paragraph here because Jesus Christ, they wrote a hell of a lot. Okay, this is important, okay? They say right here, Blaire is wrong in calling Tiffany a predator. You're right about that. However, every example of Tiffany being disgusting, you seem to downplay. Blaire states Tiffany is a predator and then explains why Tiffany is gross. But it seems like you're saying Tiffany is neither predator or gross. It seems like this isn't really about Blaire and Tiffany. I think this is about Blaire avoiding talking about Jeffree Star. Okay, 2 points here. That thing about me mentioning that Blaire hasn't talked about Jeffree Star yet, that was just like a 30-second clip. And that video is more than 30 minutes long. If the video was about Blaire avoiding talking about Jeffree Star, then it would be more than a 30-second clip. And secondly, I find this to be amazing. Okay, this person, whoever this person is literally more angry at me for not being disgusted enough by Tiffany than they are with Blaire for literally calling someone a predator without evidence. Oh my god, that is crazy. That is crazy. That says everything about a person, honestly. By the way, I do think that this person has a little tiny point that they could make, which I would agree with. That is that I didn't really explore the topic of cringe in that video. And I wish that I would have waited until I had watched ContraPoint's video Cringe at least like 3 times. Because here's the thing, when I see Tiffany or when I watch Tiffany, I don't feel in-group cringe. And this is something that ContraPoints talked about in her video Cringe. So as a cis person, I don't really feel that in-group cringe. And I wish that I had approached my video in a way to kind of say that yes, Tiffany might come across as cringe. And this dumb fuck would say that it's because of Tiffany herself. And I would say that no, it's not because of Tiffany. It's because, say it with me, because we live in a society. And I wish I would have done that. But again, that's not really the point of the video, nor is it necessary. But I do wish that I had approached that video that way. Let's move on. Inspector Bear says, there is valid evidence he's a predator. Probably not enough to make a video about it. What? Those 2 things don't make any sense? And by the way, yes, I did notice that this person misgendered Tiffany here. But anyways, here they say that there is enough evidence to say that Tiffany is a predator, and then says that it's not enough to make a video about it. No, if there is enough evidence to say that Tiffany is a predator, yeah, Blaire should have made a video about it. Yes, definitely. But there isn't, though. You can't say that. Blaire herself had said in the video that there is not enough evidence to say that this person is a predator. So, I don't understand how someone could write this comment anyways. And Inspector Bear actually also commented saying this, which is amazing. This comment is amazing. The photo of her and her child is not evidence, but the comments she has made, beliefs about sexuality, and most disturbing of all, deliberate attempts to stray young, informed youth into accepting deranged, perverted sexual desires as a desirable way to live. What the fuck are you talking about here, my dude? I have no idea what this person's talking about. But this comment is amazing. Okay. There is no truth in her. There is no responsibility or acceptance of who she was born to be. There is no excuse why anyone should be uncomfortable being born male or female. Transgender people disagree, but okay, moving on. Life is a connection of opposition. Our atoms are very opposite, and negative protons and neutrons charges attracting to each other. Okay, here's the thing, yeah, I find this so amusing and yet so cringe at the same time. Okay, this person is factually wrong here. Protons don't have negative charge. I know quite a bit about physics. Protons have positive charge. That's why they're called protons. They have positive charge, and neutrons don't have any charge. They don't have negative charge. They're neutrons. They're neutral. Oh my god. I find people like this to be so fucking cringe. People who like talk in scientific language, you know what I'm saying? Like people who talk about this guy talks about protons and neutrons and like quantum mechanics and have fucking no idea what they're talking about. I find them to be extremely fucking cringe. Moving on. It's only pride in one's appearance that causes this confusion. I felt this way as well, elementary school, thinking I was a girl on the inside. Everyone wants what they don't have, wanting to be seen as caring, loved, or enamored as women, or being seen as capable, strong, respected as a man. Love yourself regardless of how you look or what anyone says. Let God be truth and the world be a lie. I don't know what this means, my dude. It doesn't matter what gender, sexual orientation you have then. There should be no reason for homosexuality to exist. Wow, that came out of nowhere. I'm fucking speechless, my dude. I'm speechless by this comment. I've never received a comment like this. Clearly, women and men are supposed to match and create a life together. I mean, if you want to be with a man and you're a man, that's fine. Like, you could be a gay man. That's fine. It's okay. You don't have to be with a woman if you don't want to be with one. If you're a man and if you don't want to be with a woman and you want to be with men, that's fine. It doesn't have to be the case, you know? Anyone offended by this is indoctrinated, living in a false reality. As a gay man my whole life, I have never met a happy gay couple. Oh man, now I feel sad. Now I feel really sad about this person. This person is gay, they know that they're gay, and they hate gays. They are homophobic, and they're gay. Oh man, I feel bad. If you're watching this right now, like, hey, Inspector Bear, it's okay, you know, it's okay to be into men. It's okay if you want to be with women. It's fine, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with it. You can be with any consenting adult that you want, as long as, you know, the age gap doesn't make it predatory, but, you know, that's an exception. It's okay to fuck men. It's okay if you want to fuck women. It's fine. If you want, you can even fuck pineapples if you want. I mean, actually, you know what? Don't do that. Fruits can't consent, but you can be with any adult you want. It's fine. Like, there's no reason for this, like, internal hatred, my dude. It's fine. It's honestly fine. Now I believe that there is a comment that was made by someone who had written a really long comment that I want to respond to here. I apologize for the novel I've written, but here is my view of things. First of all, calling Blaire out for her mistakes is completely fine, but I think this is not one of those cases. Holding a child with your nipples almost out is not appropriate. There was actually no photo of Tiffany holding her child with her nipples almost out. There was no photo of that. So I don't know what you're talking about here. And the way that Tiffany behaves, especially with drugs, is extremely suspicious no matter the gender they identify or their biological sex. So in the beginning, like I said, those pills were just a medication. It was just a medication. So those are not drugs. The hard thing about proving predatory behavior on their own child is lack of groundbreaking evidence. So I personally agree with Blaire calling her out. If this is normal in first world countries, that's scary. Here's the thing though. If you don't have evidence, then you can't really say that someone is a predator. So, like, calling Tiffany out without evidence is calling someone a predator without evidence. So, anyways, moving on. When it comes to the video title, I have no issue with it. Everyone is clickbaiting. And to be honest, at least Blaire makes it clear that her video is her being suspicious. Are you okay with it though? Like, Blaire has 1 million subscribers. Do you sincerely believe that you are okay with a 1 million subscriber YouTuber clickbaiting their viewers into thinking that a random civilian is a predator? Do you sincerely believe that? Are you seriously okay with it? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I know the first 2 comments I mentioned here, they were clearly like pretty bad, but your comment doesn't come across like that to me. To me, it just seems like you're just a bit confused about this, and I was honestly going to respond to you by writing a comment, but like you've said, you have written a novel. So I decided to respond to you in a video format. I genuinely think that you're just a bit confused about this because I don't think you're okay with that. I don't think you are. Like, especially considering her channel is so large and Tiffany has received hate and you don't know what might happen to her or her child because of this video. So, yeah. If she really wanted to clickbait, there are better ways to do it and better and more authentic ways to do it. Like, if she really believed that those pills were drugs, and like we've established, they are not, she could have said that, oh, I'm afraid for this child or something like that, you know? There are better ways to clickbait people than to spread misinformation. That is what she did here. She spread misinformation about Tiffany. Also, I'd like to mention that Blaire has called cis women out for forcing their child to be trans. I don't remember the video's name, but I think a few are from last year. Yes, I know that. I know that Blaire has called out cis people for using gender-neutral pronouns for their children. But she never used any of that to insinuate that that cis person might be a predator, but she did that with Tiffany. That was my point. The only thing I agree with you on is that it's rude to purposely misgender Tiffany since she seems to be wholeheartedly trans, but I still don't think Tiffany not being passing trans is the reason why Blaire targeted her. Well, like I mentioned before, if Tiffany was cis, then Blaire would not have insinuated that Tiffany is a predator based on Tiffany using gender-neutral pronouns for her child. But she did that with Tiffany. All you have to do is ask why. She didn't do that with cis people, but she did that with Tiffany, who is trans. So it's clear to me that the reason why Blaire chose Tiffany was because she was trans. All I have left to add is for the message in the end. Blaire may have replied to Tiffany for all we know. It's easy to just not include that. And for the public apology, yeah, I think it's not Blaire fans, what a few insane fans do. But here's the thing though, she is responsible for spreading misinformation about Tiffany because she has a large platform. I am not asking her to apologize for every single thing that her fans might do. I am not saying that the things that Blaire's fans have written to me, you know, she's responsible for. She is not. She is not responsible for that. But she is responsible for spreading misinformation. So I think I'm gonna stop right here. I think I've responded to all the comments left by Blaire stans. Actually, I was really surprised that the like to dislike ratio is actually positive in my favor. So I'm quite happy with that. I received like over 30 dislikes, but I didn't receive many comments from Blaire stans. That is something that's quite strange because I have seen other videos made on Blaire and Blaire stans fucking like, they are brutal, my dude. They are brutal. So I was quite surprised that this video didn't really had that many comments from Blaire stans. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop right here. Like this video if you liked it, comment your thoughts down below about what you think, subscribe for more videos, and yeah, please wear a mask when you go outside and do not touch your face.